Okay, welcome to the lesson today. Again, we have another lesson on the topic of reporting verbs. Let's have a quick recap, some revision of the verbs we've already learnt. We've looked at offer and suggest, and I told you that offer was when you offer someone help, and suggest is when you suggest a plan. Suggest is a gerund verb, just like recommend is a gerund verb, deny is a gerund verb, and admit is a gerund verb. So you suggest doing something, maybe you suggest going to the cinema. You can recommend seeing the Eiffel Tower if your friend is coming to Paris. You can deny stealing the money if you say, I didn't steal the money. And you could admit stealing the money if you say, I stole the money. So these are opposites. They are different from refuse. Refuse is when you say you don't want to do something. Deny is when you say you didn't do something. It wasn't your responsibility. It wasn't your fault. So offer and refuse are to plus infinitive, to plus the first form. Also, I should add, which ones can we use that with? Well, we can use that with all of these words. I suggested that we go to the cinema. I recommended that we go to the cinema. I denied that we went to the cinema. I denied that we had gone to the cinema. Sounds better because reported speech, past perfect. You see, everybody makes mistakes with these tenses. And admit with that as well. He admitted that he had gone to the cinema. Okay. With offer and refuse, we can't use that. It's not possible. You can't offer that, you can't refuse that. But you can agree that somebody is correct, or agree that someone is right. So you can see there's a lot to remember here. There's also one other thing I did speak about in the previous lesson, to me. If we want to put who you made the suggestion to, or who you recommended to, or who you denied something to, or admitted to, then you can use to me. He suggested to me that we go to the cinema. He recommended to me that I saw the Eiffel Tower, or that I see the Eiffel Tower. He admitted to me that he was wrong. Okay, so we can use to me with some of these verbs as well. Now, I'm going to talk about verbs which use prepositions now, and a little reminder, tell and ask are up at the top. Tell someone about something. He told me about the meeting. Never, ever, ever forget the someone. Most of my students make this mistake in most of the lessons, unfortunately, and so on the feedback reports which I send them, every feedback report seems to have this mistake of he told that. I want to put it here in big letters, it's wrong. He told that is wrong. But it's very easy to make it correct. He told me that is correct. He told them that. So please don't forget about that. So you can use that with tell, but you must say he told me that. You can't use that with ask. Strange, but true. Ask follows the same pattern as tell. He asked me about the meeting. He asked me about the homework. But you can't use that with ask. He asked that? No. He asked me that? No. He asked me about that? No. So don't use ask and that. It's a very typical mistake again. I often write it down in these feedback reports. Okay, we have speak and talk about, no subject, no object in between, just he spoke about the meeting. If you want to say to whom he spoke, you can. He spoke to me about the meeting. He talked to me about the meeting. Also complain. He complained to me about the meeting, and that which is not possible with speak and talk. You can't speak that, you can't talk that, you can't talk to me that, you can't talk about that, but you can complain that. He complained that he had gone to too many meetings. He complained about the many, many meetings which he had gone to. And you can use to me. He complained to me that he had gone to many, many meetings. So remember with these two, to me is okay. Complicated, isn't it? English verbs are very complicated. Okay, apologise for. You cannot use that with apologise. You cannot apologise that you broke something. It kind of sounds like it might be okay, but it's not okay. It's grammatically incorrect. So don't use that with apologise for. You apologise for doing something. That's one thing to remember. All of these prepositions are prepositions, and so if you watch my video about what verb form you need after prepositions, gerunds and 2 plus infinitive, you need a gerund, you need an ing form after prepositions. So he complained about going to the meeting. He told me about going to going to work. He apologised for being late. Being, it's always a gerund with the verb form after these prepositions. So he apologised for being late, or he apologised to me for being late. You can say to who here. This one's possible. Now we have lots of not possible with that and to me. Insist on. You insist on doing something. You perhaps insist on buying your friend a drink. Or you insist that you buy your friend a drink. Both are possible here. Insist on buying, remember the gerund. He insisted that he bought me a drink is also okay. Because that is okay. You cannot insist to me. Congratulate someone on their birthday. So we can use a noun after this, and then there's no gerund. But if you congratulate someone on winning the match, if we use a verb after on, it must be gerund. No that, no to me, just congratulate someone on something. The same for accuse. Accuse someone of something. So he accused me of stealing the money, and I denied stealing the money. You cannot accuse that, you cannot accuse to me. All of those are unnecessary. They're all unnecessary here, and also at the top, I didn't even write them. To me is not possible. Sorry. To me is not possible. Why? Because, well, we've already got the subject here. The person who you're telling is here. It's not over here. And the same here. The person who you're telling is here. And so there's no to me possible. Lastly, thank someone for. A lot of people have added me on Facebook or vk.com, and they say thank you for add me. Please don't forget, for is a preposition, so thank you for, thanks Dave for adding me. Okay, you must always use the gerund form after these prepositions. So I hope that makes it a little bit easier, but as you can see, English verbs are complicated. They're not easy. English is not an easy language as much as some people may say it is. They make mistakes like all of us do, me included. Everybody makes mistakes. So if I've made any on this video, please write them under the video because it's possible. And just try to learn as much of this information as possible from this lesson, but use it when you speak, and then it becomes easy. Practice makes perfect, as someone said to me recently on vk.com. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you subscribe and watch some of the other videos which I have.
Please subscribe if you've enjoyed this lesson and would like to receive more over the next few weeks. Here are some videos on phrasal verbs, auxiliary verbs, tenses, and verb forms as well, like gerunds and 2 plus infinitive. Please watch them and try the quizzes below the videos, and I hope that you improve.